I am here with my sister visiting the city. We are from Denmark. We think that the English people are very polite. Arriving to this city is for us to come into the past. If it wasn't for all these cars, I should imagine that we were in the 50s. So long. These are the words written by a Danish tourist in 1987 on the blotting paper in the banking hall of Barclays Bank, Long Sutton. In 1990, the bank I was working in Long Sutton was having some alterations. When I first worked there, the counter was open with no glass screens and old-fashioned Bakelite telephones. Security was being improved and the office altered. One day, an old man came in who had worked as a cashier in the office in the 1920s and 30s. He asked me if they had taken the carpet up yet behind the counter. He then explained that when they did behind my till, I would see a ring on the ground in the block wood floor where the fire bucket used to stand. He explained to me that the fire bucket was full of sand, and most of the time it was used to put out their cigarette dub ends when they smoked whilst cashing up at the end of the day. He said that in the late 1920s there was a massive drop in barley prices, and as farmers began to struggle, there was a local rumour that the bank was going to crash, and this started a mild run on the bank as customers withdrew cash from their savings. To counter this rumour, the then bank manager put some weights in the fire bucket and topped it off with a layer of gold guineas. He then instructed the young cashier that when the local town gossip came in, he was to ask him to help him carry the bucket into the safe, where a considerable amount of banknotes and coin were to be left on show. This he duly did, and in such a way the run on the bank was halted. When the carpet behind my till was lifted, sure enough, in the blockwood floor below the carpet was the ring where the bucket once stood. A few years later, when I was working in this office, I had an old man sit down at my desk and say, "I used to work with your father at the Prudential." I then had to explain to the dear fellow that it was not my father, but my great-grandfather that he had worked with. He had died before I was born in 1967. I clearly looked older than my years.